Welcome back to Designing AI-Driven Personalized Learning Environments course. In this video, we'll compare rule-based model and constraint-based model. So we explored how personalized adaptive learning environments presents experts' knowledge. There are two different paradigms. One is modeling the process, that is rule-based process, or modeling the particular state, that is the constraint-based models. So you can compare these two, and side by side, and we'll talk about which particular model is suitable for your project. So before we start, can you pause the video and reflect upon both models and say which model is good, what is the difference between these two. So the rule-based model, the model student thinking to solve problem and capture knowledge. For example, rule-based model, it tries to understand students step-by-step process and tries to capture the student's response. And if the students fails that particular steps, it provides a particular hint, feedback, and stops the students to give more content to it. So it is useful to create solutions for step by step. In a constraint-based model, it models all the constraints and requirements to satisfy this given solution. So it models all the constraints needed to solve this fraction problem. And if you're adding it, you should have the n is equal to b by b is equal to d. That's all. So it gives you all the constraints and requirements to satisfy the generated solutions. That's the constraint-based model. To make it clean, we could see the primary focus in the rule-based model is the sequence of problem steps. Like I have to say step 1, then step 2, then step 3. Whereas in constraint-based model, we don't worry about the steps you followed. Instead, the solution is valid or not. That is a key goal. The feedback is immediate at each step. If you are failing or if you are doing a buggy rule steps, it gives feedback at particular steps. Whereas in the constraint-based model, the feedback is at the end. The feedback, we are not checking each step, we are giving a feedback at the macro level instead of micro level. And in the rule-based models, there's explicit buggy rules, and that kind of written with the experts or the with a lot of research, they find all the possible mistakes a student make, and you have to give a feedback on the particular mistake made by the students. The constraint-based model also can have such rules and conditions, but it is doing as per the satisfaction conditions instead of the buggy rules. If the satisfaction condition is not met, it can give the feedback. Even in constraint-based model, we can actually break down the complex problem to smaller chunks. You can have a smaller constraints possible, and you can give feedback. It's not that you have to give only one constraint for the one big problem. You can break down the problem into multiple problems. You can give a constraints if you want, designing a system like that. In a rule-based model, the time consumed, the work to create such a production rule is really high. The buggy rule is really high. If you don't have enough research conducted on the topic you want to teach, then you have to come up with a lot of buggy rules. You have to conduct a research and everything. And constraint-based model also, it takes a time. It is not easy. It is a moderate effort is needed, but it's a bit faster compared to the rule-based model. So relatively, it is a bit easier. Okay. So where to use it? When to use the RBM rule-based model? Well-defined domains where there's a clear, widely accepted algorithms and well-defined steps, please use the rule-based model. For example, basic algebra, multi-column addition, procedural physics problems, basic genetics, all those things you could use the rule-based model. And rule-based models are fantastic for the novices who need kind of a support and guidance, and we don't want to overload it a lot of concepts at the first beginning of the task. Give them a rule-based model, teach them the 8 steps, test their knowledge, you provide them a support, kind of scaffolding. The rule-based models are fantastic. The constraint-based models can be used in the yield domains defined problems like Python, writing programs. I am asking the students to write a program to solve the particular given problem. I don't really mind which steps they use, what are the learning paths they use. I have to check whether the program solves the given conditions. For example, you can write a program now You can test the program working on with this 3 or 4 test conditions. If it qualifies the test conditions, we are done, you know. So we don't really worry about the program syntax or using the loops or looping the condition statements. It's if that's the kind of your goal, you could use the constraint based model. And it is by the database design, architectural layout, any designing concepts, any creating something, it's all possible to use a constraint based model. And constraint based model also can be used for the novice, but it is more suitable for the advanced learners because you don't worry about their programming syntax error. Do they know the conditions? You don't have problem. But if you want to teach, give feedback and more scaffolding, you could go for the rule based models. And for the intermediate and advanced learners and open-end exploration, constraint based model is the best. But these are not only two models you should follow. These are the two kind of ideas I want to talk about in this course. You could also have the domain model as a simple hierarchy of the content with each content with subtopics. Each subtopic have their own assessments, their own assessment, remedial content, the different type of materials. You could create your own structure and you can use it. So I hope you learned detail about domain model in this week's content, and you know how the two different famous modeling approach has been used, like rule-based models and constraint-based models, and how the content has been defined, production rules has been created in this video. And in the few coming weeks, we'll talk about more about other parts of personalized adaptive learning environments. Thank you.